Hey everyone, welcome from ReactConf, Henderson, Las Vegas, conference here. I'm here with Seth Webster, the new Executive Director of React Foundation.
That's me.
Hey Seth, I want to talk with you about React Foundation.
Sure.
So you had this one next thing on the keynote yesterday. You explained a little bit about this. I also read the blog post, but there is not that much information in your announcement and in the blog post. So can you walk us through your thinking process, you and other companies? How do you guys want to set this up? What are the responsibilities of Meta and of other partners?
Sure. So for the continuity's sake, the way we've set the foundation up is that for the initial few years that Meta will still have a majority voting stake in terms of guidance, governance and technical guidance. And that's just to maintain that continuity. Meta has been an amazing steward of React for, over a decade. And so we want to maintain that while we, to answer your question, figure out the best way to interface with multiple companies. Now, over the past 2 to 3 years, we've done a bunch of new partnerships with Amazon and yourselves at Callstack and Shopify and Microsoft and so forth. And so we have a lot of experience interacting with other companies. But in terms of the governance of the project, this is going to be a new place for us to work with the Linux Foundation to understand all of the best practices and the ways to incorporate other companies into the process. And so it is lacking details in the post because this is, again, one of those situations where we're figuring a lot of things out. The founding members were very intentionally chosen because they're the folks that have put sort of the most blood, sweat, and tears into the project over the years, including financial, but not only including financials, but in terms of actual engineering resources, they've made the most investments in React. And so we're thinking of this community of companies that are the founding members as the ones that are best set up to be the stewards of React for the next, 15 years and beyond. And so those are the folks that we're going to be working with to figure out the best way to interact.
It was also striking to me that Callstack is there, Software Mansion is there, Expo is there, companies from React Native space, let's say maybe a smaller companies. And then you have Microsoft and Amazon and Meta from React perspective, I guess. So can you walk me through some of the thinking, why those partners, why not open it for other partners as well?
Well, I mean, we did certainly talk to other partners, but in terms of why you see such a mix of company sizes there, the bottom line is that Callstack and Software Mansion have built some of the most incredible libraries for React Native that exist. So, I mean, they're foundational, right? I would say that React Native in many ways would not be as usable as it is today were it not for the libraries that the smaller companies have built. And that's a testament, I think, to the commitment of both of those companies to, delivering to open source. I know that you're working with clients and you're solving problems for clients, but when you find something that's generally useful, you as a company, both companies have done an amazing job of sharing that back with the community. And I think that's the spirit of React and the community for me that I want to see perpetuated. The bigger companies are great because they allow us to test these ideas, the libraries that you all build, but also the ideas that we come up with. They allow us to test them under the high intensity pressures of scale, right?
Yeah.
So what would take a normal company 2 to 3 years to find an edge case, right? We can find in 6 hours because of the scale at which we're operating. And so I think that marriage to me is one that makes the partnership of those founding members going to be so powerful for the React community.
So React Foundation is as much React as much React Native as well.
For sure. I mean, this is a debate that goes on internally at Meta. It's not so much a debate, but it's always a topic of conversation. For me personally, they are one thing. I think of React as React for web, React for Android, React for iOS, React for anywhere. For Kepler, Vega, for Quest, for let's hope for the Ray-Ban displays. So I think of React as something that is this feeling you have and the experience you have typing in the editor, right? It's the local reasoning and being able to even now work with AI that has a very limited context window like humans do to build things. But the underlying implementation to me is less. It's super interesting from an engineering perspective, but it's not what our end user cares about. Like the person who's using the Run app or Rise app, these beautiful apps created with React Native, they're not caring about which runtime you're using or which architecture you're using. They're caring about the care that was put into the development of that beautiful app. And so for me, it is about that learn once, write anywhere, and hopefully more and more that learn once or write once, run anywhere. That vision, so that we can empower more people. As you know, I've shared a million times with everybody, like my personal North Star is helping others bring their ideas to life. And I love that with the partnerships we now have, we can help people do that in a more beautiful and delightful way.
Okay. Last question. You mentioned Linux Foundation. React Foundation is under the umbrella of Linux. Can you talk a little bit about that partnership?
I can talk very little about that partnership because I'm still being onboarded, but the Linux Foundation has just been an incredible partner in terms of developing the plan for, open sourcing or I should say, creating the React Foundation. The Linux Foundation has a huge history, very storied history of stewarding many of the most important open source projects ever.
Yeah.
And so I'm really looking forward to having React be, housed under the Linux Foundation and, kept safe and kept in a place that's going to ensure its stability and its continued development for the next 15 years. But the number of tools and ideas and processes and the ways they think about open source that they've developed over their many years experience is going to be so invaluable for us in terms of this new chapter for React and making sure that we continue to be at Meta great stewards of it, and that I can serve as a very positive executive director, and so I'm looking forward to all figuring all of that out.
Thank you so much for speaking with me, and also congrats on your promotion.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
Take care.